Alright, welcome everybody. It's Monday, March 9th, day A. I appreciate you all finding this video and listening to the directions. Just a reminder that your only homework today is to make sure that you turn in your paper. Please and thank you. As you turn in that paper, I just want to make sure that the link to the rubric is right there. Okay, so those of you who are finishing that up and getting that thing turned in, also, I want to make sure that today our first order of business is to look at East and South Africa. So, in our books, that is chapter 14.1 and 14.2. Those are the green books in the front left-hand corner of the room as you stare at it. So, when you click on this link right here, it's going to take you to a worksheet that's going to look like this. So, chapter 14.1 is all about the geography of East and West Africa, or East and South Africa, which is the Great Rift Valley, the Serengeti Plain, poaching, ecotourism, and any additional notes. So we try to want to have at least 2 notes per section on this one. So any red headings that are in the book, we want to have at least 2 notes per that. So I think there's about 6 or 7 headings in the book, so that means we should have about 14 notes in this section right there. Secondly, 14.2, we have fossil. We have the Boers. And the Boers Wars is actually a pretty interesting thing. So if you want to extend your learning on any of this, the process is quite simple. The Boer Wars were a war between the Dutch and the English. So ethnocentrism, the Mau Mau Revolution, and apartheid. So the African National Congress is also a very important aspect of that, which allowed the leader of South Africa, the first African American leader of South Africa, to reign over the country. So I think it's pretty important for us to understand all these terms. And again, in 14.2, I want 2 notes per section. So that might be anywhere from 12 to 14 notes. Once you're done with that, please submit that to Canvas. I will have a turn-in for that as well. Now in the extra credit section, what you want to take this African Geo quiz. So for extra credit, what you can do is, if you miss 3 or less countries by taking this quiz, screenshot it and submit it to Canvas, and you'll get 5 extra credit points. So when you click on this Geo quiz, what's going to happen is it's going to take you to this Ducksters education site, which is a very educational site for us, obviously, very to our abilities. Anyway, it's going to say Egypt. Okay, it's going to give you guesses, and I'm going to guess for Egypt. And if I miss it, it's going to tell me where it's at, right? So you all should get Egypt, and you all should get Egypt, but it's going to give you a score of -3 if you miss one. So there are, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There's like, I don't know, there's like 48 countries or something in Africa. Anyway, what you want to do is you want to try and guess those correctly. And if it takes you 7 or 8 or 9 times, that's fine. All you have to do is screenshot this picture with a score and tell me that you got at least all countries -3 correct. And you can have a perfect score. What you'll do is you'll upload that picture of the screenshot to Canvas, and you'll get 5 extra credit points. So that's vitally important, especially when you think about your grade on your paper. If you miss one whole section and you get 5 extra credit points, that will actually bump you to a in-between section, which means when you're sitting at an 88, if you miss a whole section, you could actually get this extra credit and have a 94. So it's pretty important that you have extra credit early in the trimester and have extra credit throughout the try itself. So again, you are finding the 14.1 and 14.2 notes, and once you turn that into Canvas, I want you to read the notes as well. I think too often we just want to define the terms. It is so vitally important that you actually read the chapter, define the notes within context of the piece. So really, we shouldn't see anybody on their Chromebooks taking the extra credit quiz prior to 25 minutes into class. I think there's there's too much reading to do and definitions to do from within the book for us to be working on the extra credit 5 minutes after the bell rings. That frustrates me more than anything, and I would just want to make sure that we understand that you have to read the text and understand the text before you move on. So please do that, and understand the text itself and apply it to your definitions before you actually just define it on Google. And I think defining in text is probably one of the most important things that you can do in your high school career. So I will see you on Tuesday, and thank you so much for being respectful, responsible, and safe. Go Trojans.